And then when it comes to Q&A will be after all the Husts. So everyone please bear in mind what each person says. And then 3 of you will be standing in front. And we will direct questions at either all 3 or individually. So that's how it's going to work. So the way we're going to do it is that still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. The first person will be Sinie.
Okay.
Because you've been on the Exec longest, followed by Chee Yiap, followed by Chermaine. The Hust will go in that order. You will have up to 5 minutes, but you can finish anytime before that. And then we'll just go next, and then the Q&A will start. Okay, so should we get someone on the camera, or is it just rolling?
It's rolling, but the Q&A you might, if you want to record who's asking the question, then yeah, if you have.
Thanks, Michelle.
Do I go there or?
Yeah, because this is like the best.
We're already moving the PR work.
So
If you need help, since the one's running, if you need help, I'm here.
hang on, just wait for that.
But if yeah, master show.
Okay, so you ready?
You want to sit now?
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Sinie. And as you guys know, hopefully, that I'm the PR officer in DUMAS. So I think I can say that I'm quite familiar with the DUMAS and how DUMAS work and how to collaborate with other execs. And I have quite a few vice president titles in my CV as well. I am the current vice president of Baking Society, and I was the vice president of Scouts Movement and Computer Club in my secondary school. And so I think I can make a pretty good vice president myself. If I get elected, I'll be there to help president and execs whenever and wherever I'm required. And I'll ensure members' welfare in terms of good food in every event. And hopefully we'll have more trips to other part of UK. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Chee Yiap.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Chee Yiap. I'm studying physics and first year from Collingwood. And currently I'm a sport officer of DUMAS, so I think everyone will know me because I'm spending the Facebook page for the weekly sports, so I think everyone should know me. Okay. Anyway, for this year, I switched for the following year, I think I'm switching like 180 degrees because I'm going for vice president, which is quite different from sport officers. Okay, so why you don't want to vote me? Because I'm highly involved in every DUMAS activities, like even Chinese New Year's and Nottingham Games, trips, and obviously I'm playing a role of sports officer, so I'm doing weekly sports. And so far I found, because I'm a member and I'm an exec as well, so I found the activities are pretty good. But for me, I'm running for vice president, so I can maintain the good things in DUMAS and improve on it. Yeah. For my past experience, I've been like president, vice president, and treasurer. So I'm doing this like at the moment during my 17th. I'm doing it like three in one time. So I think this should help me to be able to manage my time well and give DUMAS more of my time. Yeah. Besides handling my studies. As a vice president, my job obviously is like helping the presidents. Whoever will become a president, I will help them and cooperate with them. So yeah, when they need my help, because I'm the closest to a president if I'm the vice president, so obviously I hope I can manage to cooperate well and communicate with all the execs in my team. Besides that, I hope to improve the bond between Malaysian societies and like other Malaysian societies such as Newcastle, Northumbria. during the moment we are having like North Malaysian night, which is quite a big event, and I'm involved in it as well. So I hope that to bring more Durham students up there, and hope that they will come to Durham as well, so to increase our reputation. Besides that, for every event we sort of like distribute the roles for everyone, and I hope next year I'm trying to form like a committee, like for every event we distribute the jobs, but because we always lacking of manpowers, and I know that DUMAS members always come and help, like for example Chinese New Year, they come earlier to help us with all the like decorations or preparations. So to smoothen it, I think I will like implement like a tutor-tutee system, such as, because even in college, in your course, everyone has a tutor, and so that they can learn how to manage every event instead of doing it in one shot. Like for now it's hand over. Let's say we hand over to the new execs, but they don't have much experience in doing all the stuff and handling all the stuff that we had before. So I think it's better to implement this system so that they are not very blur when they come for getting a new post in exec. And about the sponsorship applications, as what mentioned by Albert just now, and Tanisha also questioned it. For me, I do know like Cambridge, they do like get a lot of sponsorship from, let's say, Gamuda, Celcom, but for us, because in Durham all our courses are mostly widely spread, so we don't have like, let's say LSE, most of Malaysia are taking economics and actuarial sciences, so basically the company will go and focus on it instead of focusing on Durham students. Alright. And I hope to get more sponsorship during next year so that we can help greater events. Alright.
Alright. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chermaine. I'm doing BSc in Archaeology. I'm second year. Just a brief introduction. Well, I'm not really sure the main reason, like, why I really want to go for VP instead of P or something like that. Probably because I don't want to be the one to make like the ultimate decision. I'm not that decisive in the sense, but I feel that I'm convinced, I can be the one who's like supporting and like pinpoint out what's wrong and what's right, because like I've been a vice president for my college orchestra this year, so I know that I can be a very good right hand support rather than me doing all the decision and then like frustrate over whether I've made the right decision or not. So that's one of my points on my manifesto, which I will be the president's support and then be the bridge between him and the members, him and the exec, him or her rather than him, him or her and the execs and the DSU and our society, because I don't know, DSU for some reasons they don't seem to like integrate our societies a lot in some ways. So like like I've been hearing Ree saying things like, there's so many ways where Malaysian society could be part of DSU, providing, like everybody's like, oh, DSU is just there, that's it, the end. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to help them and hopefully they will accept our ideas. What else was I going to say? Shit, mind blank.
Do you want to see your manifesto?
Yeah. Right, another thing that I actually put forward is a bit ambitious, but hopefully you'll be able to carry out, which is similar to Danish's NXR, but instead of bringing back something that's been done before, hopefully we'll be able to do something new in the sense that we have our own Malaysian night. because I've been so envious of other unis having their Malaysian night. I feel like wanting to have one for ourselves as well. But we have to sort of work it out around our timetable. So I'm not going to promise that's going to happen, but we try to look into it. And then cultural night is another thing where we could sort of co-organize with other Asian societies in Durham, because you know, like Korean has K-pop night, Hong Kong has the Oriental night thingy, where Malaysia society is part of an organizer, but it's not like one of the main. We sort of provide support only. It's like they are the 70%, we are like 10% of the organizing part of it. So hopefully, like in doing cultural night, we can sort of collaborate with all the Asian societies and have like a one all Asian cultural night. Yeah, I think that's the two main points. Hopefully I didn't miss out anything. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now, can we have all three standing in front, please? Let's ask the others.
Does anyone else have questions?
Yeah. Anyone have questions? At all three or individually? Okay.
Since both of you, Chee Yiap and Sinie, you both were in the Exec before, what problems did you see in the current Exec, and how do you intend to counter it for the new Exec? And then
You want to start?
I think the main problem is not the same main problem. It's like a small problem. It's like probably Stockton, like people from Stockton coming over, and yeah, because from Durham to Stockton is like 45 minutes bus. So I plan to like get both sides closer, but it's like for me, we don't like, even our Exec, we do go down, but not that often due to our busyness as well. So I hope to like at least we make, like last time I remember you organized like a dinner for like during near the Christmas, but like less people going because of the, I think it's, I'm not sure about like the reason, but I'm not able to make it as well. So I hope to like plan a date so every Exec can go down. At least all of us, when all of us go down, we lead the like our members to go down as well. So to close the relationship between Durham and Stockton.
Yeah, as Gan said, and I think that our events are pretty packed in the first term, but it's not really an issue because our festival are like all in the first term. So maybe we can have more events in February, January, something like more trips, like not just York, maybe Manchester, Edinburgh, this and that. I really wanted to have a trip to like Edinburgh during the like New Year countdown, like everyone can be together, and then the festival is quite huge. I think it's pretty fun. And I think we should plan the events like earlier and make the preparation earlier a little bit, just a little bit, so we are not that rushed. Yeah, I think that's all. How about you? Well, we're just
Does maybe another question?
What do you mean like plan a bit earlier? Because like we obviously discussed it before, like we planned the year's activity 1 year ahead. So like yeah, we already kind of like planned it. I don't get like what you mean by put more time to planning.
Yeah, what I mean is like if we are going to like put forward the NXR, then we really need to plan like earlier a bit.
So it's like main events like NXR.
Main events, yeah.
But NXR wasn't our fault, it was PEC's fault.
Yeah, because we had the
it's
plan.
pretty much like we need
had
to
the plan.
plan.
So,
Anyone else? Or
I guess mine's for like those of two of you are going to be third year next year, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of like a lot of ideas, a lot of events for next year. Because right now, whatever we had, it was really packed for the first term, and then you can think of bringing back, and it's our Malaysian night and like fundraising events. So it sounds like it's gonna be even more packed, and both of you gonna be third year. So how do you plan to work that around your other commitments? And do you think that's gonna affect your role as VP?
I don't think it's a really huge issue for me, because it's not that peak for business school actually. Like for me, it's not really hard for me to find time for that, and I really enjoyed being an exec, so I don't think it's a really huge issue for me.
Well, for me is, yeah, I've got a dissertation to write, but most of my work will be done, you know, like in the summer. Like I have my things, and all I do have to do is write. So I think that would, I mean, dissertation would be like a main issue. And well, my housemates are complaining that I don't have enough lecture time, so so I don't think that is really a problem as well. But I think for me is I sort of like I would like to think that I can work well under pressure, like because during the first term I had like deadlines due every week, but I still managed to get that in time and attend the DUMAS events and whatever extra things that I have. So yeah, I think working under pressure should be alright for me. And if I do get stressed out, I'll just go and find Ruby and write to her, and then we'll be fine now, hopefully. Yeah.
Sarah.
Chermaine, with regards to Malaysian night, like, do you think it's practical for us to organize one with the amount of people we have? Yeah, just want to know your thoughts. Like, I don't think we should do it just because you're envious with
Yeah.
other Malaysian
Well,
babies.
one thing, okay, it's not just that I'm envious. Like when I talk to a lot of my friends who are non-Malaysians, like even if they're Asians or what, they're actually very, very, you know, interested in what we do as Malaysians. So like even if we say we have all those, you know, festival nights, but it's just focused towards that festival, and it doesn't sort of like define Malaysian as a whole. It's not just about the festival, it's not just about the food. There's so many other things that defines us as Malaysian, like, you know, the way we talk, the way we do certain things. Cannot think of any example, but like the way we talk. So we don't have to do it like on a very big scale. Probably like, you know, like Imperial has it like 2 or 3 nights or something like that. We could do it just like 1 or even at most 2. That's sort of 2 nights. I haven't really thought of like what we can do, because so far what I've seen is just like they have a play. Okay, how is that Malaysian night, you know, sort of. So if like we incorporate what we think as Malaysia, like all the festivals, food, or, you know, costumes and whatever, which, yeah, that's the answer to your question.
But can we get, like, you know, people to like dance and DK Barat and if we're thinking of that line, or we don't have that many people, and are we going to get an audience?
I think that's, well, yeah, clearly that has to go through like more thinking of like marketing and participation. I mean, like when I look back on the events that you guys organized this year, attendance was really good for some reason. I don't know what magic on had. So if we, you know, focus on something which could attract people to like come and help us out, I'm pretty sure you guys would want to like show off to your friends, like, yeah, you see, Malaysians, yeah, cool, because it's what we do. So yeah.
Or you could consider alternatives.
Or like collaborate with like what they have now.
There's like a Southeast Asian festival.
Yeah, so like my alternative is the cultural night with the other
Newcastle.
Yeah, with the other Asian
That
societies.
seems more better than organizing our own.
Yeah, so it's like that's why.
Unless during the Paraya we do like big menari-nari.
Yeah.
This is towards Chermaine. You mentioned something regarding the DSU's involvement, or increased involvement in the Malaysian society. How do you propose to go about that? Like, have you got any ideas of how to integrate as more?
I haven't really got any ideas. I was just inspired by Ree because she was mentioning something like, you know, the DSU could easily just organize something like help us moving in and out or carrying our luggage to the train station, that sort of thing. That's her idea. I'm not going to steal it from her. But, you know, because you know how like we are international students, we have problems with moving in and out, or like just getting our big luggages to the train station. DSU could provide support like that, you know. So if we could put forward that idea, or like whatever ideas which we will look into, that's just like a starter which was sparkled by Reed, basically. Because I've been talking to her and things like that. So yeah, one of the ways. Or I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with DSU actually. Sorry.
That's what we all think too.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, what's going on? Nobody really.
The only thing they did good was they provided us with 600 pounds.
Yeah.
The money was good.
So
That's the only reason why society
Let's focus on the questions, guys.
Okay.
Anyone else? Questions?
Yeah, just to backtrack a bit to the Malaysian night. Firstly, a correction, it's not just a play, there's a food festival as well.
It
So,
depends on which you.
I guess
I mean the northeast one that is going to be going on. So, what do you think about this idea that Newcastle has organized one? Do you think like organizing it within the region, would it be feasible, and what kind of problems that you would have? Because we are on the team at the moment and well, kind of know what's going on. So, yeah.
Okay. I think that's a very good thing because manpower will definitely get more people. But I don't know, for me it came about too sudden. Like when they organize it and when they announce it, it's like, oh, a month away. Did they plan it like literally just a month before or like way long ago, but only like sort of announce it to us? So if we really were to do something like that, I think it's very important if we actually go and talk to whichever societies we are organizing it with and let them know, so that in a way we could, for us and for them, they could sort of circulate around their events and for us around our events, rather than suddenly what if happened that day we had our own events and they didn't know, they didn't approach us before. Then it's just going to collapse, then everything's just that's it.
Some follow-up questions to stuff that was mentioned earlier. Finalists, two of you. You say, for example, Sinie, you say business school is not such a heavy time right now. Chermaine, you have very few contact hours and you should be done by summer. From my experience as a finalist, I was freer, so much freer in second year. And third year came like a huge bullet train. I think you're really underestimating the impact third year is going to have. So, what if you find yourself, you don't have enough time to do all that you planned, all that you promised? What's going to happen? Especially Sinie, who's in Stockton.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stay like during the summer. I'm going to start my dissertation from July.
Mm-hmm.
So because aside from a candidate for vice president in DUMAS, I am the vice president in Baking Society. So that's one of my consideration.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I start my dissertation, my interviews, my graduate jobs stuff started from this July. So hopefully my stuff will settle earlier than that, like before, after the first term ends. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know though, because I've spoken to third year archaeologists. Apparently second year is the worst.
Okay.
So I don't know whether it's that just for us or like geography, or it might be because of the modules or subject we are doing.
No,
but like they've been coping quite okay. They look very relaxed.
It's the same for a lot.
So so I think like based on what I've gathered, they might be lying to me. I don't know. I just it's nothing. But I like to think that it will be okay, because like a lot of my dissertation work would be done in summer and Christmas latest, and then everything is all remaining is just right up. So like the major work is done before that already, so it shouldn't be a problem.
That's good. Sinie, you're VP for Baking Society. Don't you think that's a conflict of interest?
Not really. What do you mean by?
Would you favor Baking Society over us? What if they had more events than what's going on? Or what if they needed you more than us? Or what if we need you more but you can't divide your time?
I don't think that will be an issue because as Baking Society it's quite new, and our main part, because I'm not really sure if Baking Society will want me to talk all our planning here.
No, but it's important because you're running for
Yeah,
VP.
If in any event, right, if it, so what do I press like to record it?
Yeah,
It's just the
inform them.
this one, right? Okay, and then to stop also same. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Sorry, technical difficulty done. Okay, so basically what you were saying was you have a lot of planning to do for Baking Society. It sounds like, you say it's very simple, but from experience in organizing activities, it will catch up. Any complications come up, like the people, for example, the bakers have voted for a teacher, the teacher's not there. What are you going to do? I mean, your time will be taken up. Whether you like it or not, whether you expect it or not, your time will be taken up by being VP of another society. So if it comes to a choice between DUMAS and Baking Society, what are you going to choose?
Usually DUMAS because it mainly because Baking Society we have president, and that president is quite, she's quite capable of planning actually, but she mainly pass it to me so that I actually have some stuff to do. Yeah.
Okay, but that also brings up the issue, like, was it Deepa? I was sick.
I'm sorry about the planning. Actually, we have social secretary helping you for that. We have a social secretary as well.
Because Iskandar wants to say, like,
Yeah, sorry.
do you remember our Deepa event? Iskandar fell sick a week before, just a few days before it felt like, and I just came back from the UKC
Yeah,
London
we
event.
both had that. I fell sick in London. So.
And I just got back finding the food not being booked at all, and obviously that was Iskandar's task to do for that event. So he pushed it to me immediately while I was overall in charge of the event as well for Deepa, and that was our first major event. Would you be ready to handle something like that if your president was just not, not there at all, and you were in Scotland and, just hard to reach in general in any case?
It's only 45 minutes away, so I think I'm going to be in main campus library more often since I'm in my 3rd year, and I'll need a lot of research to do. So I think I'll mainly be in main campus than in Queen campus for that.
I'd just like to follow up the question that how come for both the 3rd years, why didn't you come and see me before? Like, did you actually know what is it that I actually do?
Because it's a year we work together, so I have some knowledge about that and some insight of it. Actually, I was debating if I should run for secretary or vice president.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So why did you decide to choose vice?
Well, I think I'm more capable of delegating tasks and planning instead of secretary, like the office, the administration work.
And you didn't want to stay with PR just because you were just done?
As a PR, I need to send out emails every week, and I need to plan and draft it. So it's pretty hard for me, and I don't really think that I can keep it up.
Okay, so you're thinking PR has more work than VP in general, just because you do more work every week?
Not really, because as a PR, I need to write a lot, and that's not my major strength.
Okay. So you're saying you can delegate tasks better than doing PR, because PR is just mainly writing, connecting to people.
This, in my opinion, this is the wrong impression of the VP. I think the VP has a lot more work to do, especially in the backgrounds. We deal with UKC, we deal with EM, whatever comes via us. Because even though the Malaysian Society email, which we're in charge of, was there, they still have our emails on file, and they would contact us directly. A lot of stuff we dealt with without CCing to you, because it just felt easier that way. So I do think you are really seriously underestimating the duties that come along with this. So I need you to think about that as well.
Let Chermaine answer the question.
Yeah, Chermaine answer.
So your question was.
Why didn't you come see me?
Well,
I mean, of course, I know you live with me, but yeah, just to answer.
Well, okay. In terms of, the jobs, like I've seen what you've done, that sort of thing. So I know, and I'm prepared for, because that sort of last minute thing I've encountered before as like my orchestra vice president. Like suddenly we don't have a place to rehearse just because our master took the great hall away, that sort of thing. So so in terms of last minute things, I've had the experience. Because running for VP was quite a last minute decision as well for me, because I was actually thinking, can I really do it? Do I really want to do it? I was debating between VP and PR, both also like equal amount. Well, yeah, VP won't be more than PR, but it's like a lot of job. And then it's sort of like, what if actually I could do it, but then I sort of chicken out in the beginning already. So, just give it a shot. I believe that I can do it, so why not I try? So yeah.
For Chee Yiap, then, did you consider anything else? Did you consider any other post?
You mean
other than VP?
Why not continue sports?
No, because for me, as I said, it's like for this post is like 180-degree change from my sport coordinator. But basically, because I do have I do hope to like contribute to DUMAS, like in terms of other things besides sports. I know that I'm doing sports, but yeah, I hope that I can contribute more instead of just sports sectors, and I hope that I can I work well with the presidents and help like what the president do. I'm more keen towards that during this year, but of course, as a vice president, you still need to care about all the execs, including the sport officer. So for me, what I think I'm able to play a larger role, like compared to sport. So.
Very good.
Who follows up the vaccination?
Yeah, another one is just another one back to Sinie again. You talked about organizing more trips. For example, in the first term, but as everyone knows now, we have events every weekend in first term. How is this possible?
I was thinking of like having possibly moving the York trip to the beginning of January or February, because it's pretty hard for us to plan like all in a week, like besides Diparaya and welcome party and pre-departure party as well.
So how does that affect planning of other trips? That was my main question. You said you wanted more trips.
Yeah, but the more trips we'll be focusing on like January, February, or during Easter if other people want it. If there's like more interested in it, more people interested in it. Yeah.
So actually, I have a question. Is that for last year is that what is your initial objective of arranging the York trip in the first term? Is that for the last year? For the exam.
You're asking us or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Us.
Yeah. She's also in the exact, so yeah, you'll be alright. Yeah.
So you want her to answer?
Okay.
Yeah, so every members can get together more and like know each other more, and.
So do you think it's better if you arrange it in the first term or second term? Because if you arrange it in the first term, everybody will go together and get closer together. So maybe after the time you can get closer together. So if you arrange it in second term, so maybe it's everybody maybe still feel awkward. So yeah.
Because first term, almost every week we'll have the budget party, welcome party, and Diparaya, Chinese New, no, not Chinese New Year, Christmas dinner as well. So I think York trip or like Manchester or this like other trips, being in second term will like get people like together more often, because we don't really have a lot of events in February or March.
That also was because like we considered the amount of workload in second term, so it's not easy try and say like first term is a lot of things, but then we want to move it to second term. But you need to take into consideration that second term people have summative. Instead of first term it's always formative. People could just like, oh, it's formative, I don't really care. But in second term people have to think about summative and really doing well. So it's gonna be an issue as well.
Yeah, because some people actually.
Just a question. Like, because the problem we had for York trip was because we booked the bus, we didn't have people to fill up the bus, and so like you don't only have to consider that people who are planning have summative, people who might be interested in going, they will have summative as well. So the response might drop significantly in the second term. So
even this like the first time it was hard getting people to go. So like with more trips it's going to be like people either choose one trip, so like I don't see like by having many more trips it would be actually good in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the reason when I was first an exec sports officer, April changed the whole thing. That's why all the events are in first term, because second term no one showed up.
It's quite hard.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the general questions now. We're gonna ask. This is directed to any of you, to all of you. All of you have to answer. It's a bit of a sensitive question. Who is your ideal president and why? I want you to say who is the ideal president first, then you say why. So
Of DUMAS.
of DUMAS, of the candidates.
Right now. Oh, it's like skandal lah.
Of the candidates. So start with Chee Yiap.
I think everyone knows because obviously me and Adrian are roommates. So basically, besides working together, we have more experience in terms of, and we are staying together next year also. So in terms of corporations and in terms of timings that we can meet up, is a lot way better. I'm not saying that all others I can't cooperate, but it's like he's a bit more easier for me. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
It's gonna be a bit biased because I don't really know of them. Like yeah, but I think I'll go for Danisha because well, based on what I've seen like just now, the way she being critical and things, being able to point this and that out, which is one thing a president should have. It's very important that you not only see things from one point of view, but from the whole objective. Yeah.
I choose Arisha as well because I think that she considered every aspect of like each positions, and she can ask the right questions, like the one that we possibly we haven't even think about. So yeah, I think she can make a really good president.
Okay. We already asked this.
Okay, that's fine then. Then it has to go to you.
Yeah, this one now.
Yeah. These are individual questions for each of you right now. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
Okay, this is based on your manifesto. You had a point saying you were willing to be the main organizer of. You said you want to set up a committee or something and improve on how we've delegated our, you know how we've done things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, just what more would you like to improve in our system that we have, that each exec has something to do, like food, venue, performances. How else would you want to do it?
Basically for myself, as everyone knows, I involve myself a lot, like in most of the events because I'm exec also, so I involve more. But in terms of like giving the jobs to everyone. From what I say, it's like I try to make it more smoothly by insisting that like for every exec they have a particular activity, so that when they arrive they won't like ask you like what do I need to help, and that they can go straight in this, so this can smoothen our work. Yeah.
Did we not have that already, or was it really bad?
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I hope to like improve on it. Yeah, for me it's like yeah.
Daphne.
Just a question about that. Like, do you mean that each exec should have like a standard study?
No, not like not every time like every exec at the same, like for every activities we try to like ask who will come to help at first, then we get all the members that want to come and help, then we like spread it to everyone, so that they won't like sometimes they are shy to ask, then they just sit there. Something like that. So what I think.
Alright, so
Who's next?
No,
oh,
we just can't finish it.
Okay.
Just again, like reading your manifesto, it's because you're the only one who actually came to talk to me before, and thank you. But you know what is new on the table then? Because everything on your manifesto is basically pretty much what I briefed you about, and it's pretty much what what I've done, and I would like you to continue.
Yeah.
But what's new on the table?
New on the table, I think is sponsorship is the main problem, because now we don't have any candidates for operational officer yet. So as what you told me as well, if there's no one running for it, I will take the job to apply for a sponsorship. So as for me, I do agree that we currently, besides the university, we don't have any others like outside sponsorship, but I'm trying to get after doing some research, I'm trying to get probably from Tourism Malaysia, because like Durham we have some good places, although it's not much, but it's worth a try for us. And for like the student storage, because for me some of us are shifting out like first year we are staying in college, but second year we are shifting out or either staying in back. But let's say some people like staying back, they don't want to store in like college, they probably can make to the student storage. So why not we just try to get some sponsorship, not the same sponsorship, like students can get discount from them as well if we go and communicate with them, and they might some of them offers like shifting your stuff in the new house or shifting back to your place as well. Yeah.
Don't know if I want to answer that. Do you want to? Sensitive.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Sure.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Okay, so saying your ideal president was Adrian. So were you I don't know, say.
Okay, will you be your own individual? Like, if I make a silly decision, Rui's gonna call me out on it.
What?
Like, if I think, oh, maybe we should do that, Rui be like, no, that's a bad idea. Like stuff like that. Will you be your own, like, strong individual against the president, or would you be more of an assistant to the president?
For me, the main reason why I choose him is because
not just him, but
anyone, right?
Yeah.
I think depends on the situation. If I think that my idea like works more, and I don't see any harms, like not about, let's say the event is more towards like we need a lot of money, then of course if the president sees there's no point holding it, I won't insist because of my own interest. But what I do is for all the members. So if let's say the president disagree at something that most of the community agrees, and most of the members want, then I must stand up to fight for it, I think.
Very good.
If you keep to that lah. What's these other societies? Something strengthen the bond between the society and other societies in Durham, and also all Malaysian societies in the UK. Just explain more on that. How do you want to do this?
For me, it's like because I know that like Korean societies and like other societies, they do invite us to like co-host, but I know last time I never make it to the event as well. So I think probably at the start of like we can spread it out, like a few like execs go for this, and we spread it out like to ensure that for most of the co-host event, at least we have more people there compared to like we don't delegate anyone to go and just like most of them can't turn up, then will not be that good. Yeah.
Can I just ask a question as a follow-up to that? Most of the events is being organized by these societies as mentioned, and we are co-organizers also. They're not really DUMAS's cup of tea sort of event, because it's pretty sensitive. We've got different religions and things like that, right?
I understand what you mean.
So you get the point that I'm trying to put forward. So do you think we should...
Yeah, events on our website, they will be more efficient. Yeah.
I guess because I've got experience working there, the definition of co-host is basically we buy the tickets from them.
Yeah.
But the problems we always had is that the tickets don't always sell very well.
That's no.
Yeah, so basically that's the definition of co-hosting. We buy the tickets yourself, but because you buy it first, you have to try to sell this ticket.
Yeah, but for me it's like I think we should consider more like before getting the tickets, because they ask us to sell, doesn't mean we need to sell it. But I think if we are honest enough to tell them that because this is against not to say against, like we don't really feel that there's a point, but we will still support you by spreading it around. I think this will be better compared to we can't finish selling the tickets and we holding the tickets, then we will
But we don't buy a set amount of tickets. It's just literally give them a guest list at the door kind of thing. So we don't actually lose any money at all. So
but it's like if let's say Danisha say you don't see a point of doing it and basically no people is going, I don't think we should continue co-hosting it, because but we still, our members still can go, just like we don't co-host it only.
But so to strengthen the bond between other societies, do you just suggest to organize different kind of dinners of some sort?
How do you plan to strengthen the bond if you're not going to co-host the events that they already have? Then
which has been the only way we have been strengthening bonds between
I got what you mean, but it's like for what Danisha pointed out, is like those kind of like events that involve probably drinkings, but we can still co-host others events like dinners, or like what they did is like maybe some talks, or we still can co-host it, just like those involve drinking. If let's say everyone is into it, of course we are co-hosting it, but let's say it's very hard to get people, and I don't think we should do it.
By experience, what most of the things that the rest of society plan are clubbing nights. So if you intend to co-host like dinners, whether is DUMAS going to be the one that's planning this? Like, are you going to plan the dinners that you're going to co-host? Because right now, whatever events that they do is mainly
they organize it. We don't do a thing.
Which is what they want to do, which is will be clubbing night. So if it's either you join in and co-host the events that they have, or if you want to co-host like things that are not clubbing, like dinners or whatever, then
you'll have to organize it yourself.
Basically I know that like everyone's DUMAS has their own events as well. So if let's say it's really compact and we don't have a time to do it, and we are invited to sell the tickets, so I think if it arises until this situation, we can still sell it, but it will be a bit hard for us like to manage it, because as what is against some of, like, let's say the president don't agree as well, so I don't think it works. But if it arrives until the situation that we can't reject, and reject is not a good way to deal with them, so I think we will just take it, instead.
So like, how are you going to strengthen your bonds between Malaysian society and other societies? So let's say we don't, like what Danny said, if you don't co-host the clubbing nights and stuff, so what are we going to do? What are you going to do?
For me, it's like, because most of them is they ask, like they host, they ask us to co-host. We do the other way around. Instead, we host, we ask them to co-host. I think this will be a lot better compared to, because for them it's like they are more, I mean, like, they are, not to say we are not flexible, but for these kind of issues they are more flexible. And what we did, I think they have nothing against us, so I think we switch the way around, probably it will be better to,
So do you have any ideas of events in mind that you maybe plan to co-host, that maybe they might be interested in co-hosting that event, maybe?
From the events now, basically what we did is like, for festivals events, and for even like Malaysian games, but for them it's like they do host their own, like Chinese New Year, they do host their own Chinese New Year event as well. But for me, what I'm thinking is like, because Christmas, some people is not here, so their amount will reduce, like, because most of them are flying back. So basically, if let's say everyone has not much people, might as well everyone just co-host a Christmas event, which this will help a lot. Like what we did this year, I think Singaporean society are co-hosting with us as well for the Christmas event. That Ruben, they are invited for our house party.
But there wasn't a sing-song event. Just
Yeah. I mean, that's a good, that's a good idea or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that wasn't ours.
I was like, that's a good idea for
Okay, we're gonna have to move on. Who wants to go next? Okay.
It says here Malaysian night when.
Yeah.
Basically, but
when would you host
when
the Malaysian night?
and how? Yeah, well, when.
Well, after exams would be a very good time, because nobody has anything to do after exams apart from partying.
Then when will you plan it? When will you plan it?
Oh, I see the planning as well.
Because I mean, if you say after exams, then obviously planning has to come before which is like before exams.
As in, like, you can do like a pre-plan. You don't have to plan it like literally a month before, when like the new exec are having their first meeting, planning can already start, with the final details being done.
But the new exec normally meets after exams, and the handover is after exams.
After exams, as in like following year.
So that means after you've handed over lah.
After.
Yeah. But like, not like I'm throwing like the whole chunk of work to them, It's like we are still the host, as in like, but then a new batch of execs will have taken over already, but it's not really their.
Okay, so you're preparing
like
for the next batch.
Summer 2014-ish kind of,
Right.
Okay. This one?
Which one? This one.
Yeah. On your manifesto, it says to carry on past efforts of integrating Durham and Stockton members. How?
Like the sports. Yeah, that's a very good way of like not having everything in Durham, but some of the sports in Stockton as well, and I think Stockton sports facilities they have their courts and things, which is very good. So that's one of the things that we could do, and like the past efforts, like when you guys proposed the pre-departure meet and greet thing, you know, it's not just like people from Durham campus, it's like people from Durham University as a whole. So like you know people from Stockton and Durham campus.
Sorry. So for the you mean the weekly sports, so you are thinking that you arrange it in Stockton so then Durham people can go to Stockton, right? But then it's like for people, it's like for me, okay, I'll feel lazy, I would say, okay, it's too far, 45 minutes, and doing, it's like, so far, it's like, how many times, sorry, for being that, I'm not, okay, how many times do you have joined? I mean, it's like, you might have stopped.
That's my downside, because, well, for the sports thing, because I haven't participated in any, because I have my own frisbee matches against the other college, which I'm really sorry that because it clashes, the thing is, it clashes, you know. So, and in a sense, like, you know, that side, well, for this year, I'm not sure about next year, I cannot predict what's going to happen next year with my frisbee team. For this year, it's because they were down with people, so I had to go, whereas this is like a leisure thing. It's not really a compulsory thing.
But then it's like, some members, they will think that, okay, Execs, I'm not going, so what's the point of going? So yeah.
Oh, is that how you felt?
Do you think it's like having a spot in Stockton?
Yeah, I get
Is this a good plan? It's like, is it really working at this moment?
Well, it's going to be one way or the other, right? If you have it in Durham, Stockton people are going to think that way. You have it in Stockton.
Yeah.
Durham people are going to think it that way. So it's sort of a give and take thing. I'm not saying that we have it in Stockton all the time or in Durham all the time, but like alternate. So at least, even if we don't get as many people, we at least get a portion, which is at least in Stockton we have that portion of Stockton people, including Durham, who are willing to spend 45 minutes on the bus, or vice versa. I will try to make it to more sport events for next year. So probably I'll convince if it's me, I'll try to convince the sports rep, like, don't put it on the day which I have, so that, you know, I could be a role model.
So do you think weekly sport is better or monthly sport is better?
I guess it depends on our timetable events, because if like we are having the events every week, we are really getting together, so the sports like add on. But from right now, I think monthly, you know, would be best. It's like, you know, it's just a stress relieving, like, oh yes, 1 month I can meet out. If people request for more, then yeah, we could always have more, rather than trying to organize more and not being able to do it.
Can I ask a general question? What are the attendance like for the weekly sports?
Very, very low.
Ask Chee Yiap.
I think that's the most difference from us compared to other societies. But as I know, if we can, like, if many members want to go, and if the Exec are available, of course we are going. But if you, like, let's say no people feel like going, and it's really against what we are doing. So we can just tell them that we can just insist that we are not into it, but we are supporting it, we will promote it, but for whoever wants to go, they can go, but we don't like co-host it instead, because if you co-host it means that you must be involved in it, right? You can't co-host it and you say this against you, so you don't want, but you still put your name on it. So for me, I think we must clarify to the other societies, so that if really we can't do it or we don't want to do it, we just tell them, but we will still promote like their events on our website. They will be more efficient. Yeah.
I guess because I've got experience with them,
Definitely departure meet and greet thing. You know, it's not just like people from Durham campus. It's like people from Durham University as a whole. So like you know people from Stockton and Durham campus.
Okay. Sorry. So for the you mean the weekly sports, so you are thinking that you arrange it in Stockton, so then Durham people can go to Stockton, right? but then it's like for people, it's like for me, okay, I'll feel lazy. I would say, okay, it's too far, 45 minutes, and doing is that so far is that how many times? Sorry, for being that I'm not okay. How many times do you have joined? I mean, it's like you might have started.
That's my downside lah. Because well, for the sports thing, because I haven't participated in any because I have my own frisbee.
I mean, it's like you might have started.
That's my downside lah. Because well, for the sports thing, because I haven't participated in any because I have my own frisbee matches against the other college, which I'm really sorry that because it clashes. The thing is, it clashes, you know. So, and in a sense, like, you know, that side. Well, for this year, I'm not sure about next year. I cannot predict what's going to happen next year with my frisbee team. For this year, because they were down with people, so I had to go. Whereas this is like a leisure thing. It's not really a compulsory thing.
But it's like it's like some members they will think that okay, Exec I'm not going, so what's the point of going? So yeah.
Oh, is that how you felt?
Do you think it's like having a lot in stuff? Is this a good plan? It's like, is it really working at this moment?
Well, it's going to be one way or the other, right? If you have it in Durham, Stockton people will think that way. You have it in Stockton.
Yeah.
Durham people will think it that way. So it's sort of a give and take thing. I'm not saying that we have it in Stockton all the time or in Durham all the time, but like alternate. So at least even if we don't get as many people, we at least get a portion, which is at least in Stockton we have that portion of Stockton people, including Durham, who are willing to spend 45 minutes on the bus, or vice versa. I will try to make it to more sport events for next year. So probably I'll convince if it's me, I'll try to convince the sports rep. I think monthly, you know, would be best. It's like, you know, it's just a stress relieving, like, oh yes, 1 month I can meet out. If people request for more, then yeah, we could always have more, rather than trying to organize more and not being able to do it. Yeah.
Can I ask a general question? What are the attendance like for the weekly sports?
Very, very low.
Ask Chee Yiap.
Yeah, it's very, very low. But one time in Stockton, because Stockton they don't have like much students as well compared to Durham, because Durham is main site. So the only one time that is we have 2 times in Stockton, but there's one time and there's the amount of people coming is even more than, I think they feel quite bored because most of the events in Durham and sometimes they can't make it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing to like try to.
Okay. I'm gonna have to stop you there because that's not very relevant right now. Chermaine, you said you couldn't participate as much as you would have liked in the weekly sports because of frisbee.
Yes.
If it came down to a choice, what would you choose?
Well, because the thing is, right, it depends on what sort of sports that DUMAS is having. If it's like for a competition, like, you know, if I'm enrolling myself to a competition already, a sports competition, and then clearly, like, you know, I'll have to go for the DUMAS one because I've already said that I'll commit to that competition. Otherwise, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, the career fair thing that we had last year, that sort of like, you know, bonded DUMAS with UKC quite well. And then the reasons, like, you know, Iskandar said earlier before, like, they didn't have it this year because of careless things. And now that the UKEC president is in Durham itself, so that's like a good advantage of trying to bring more things back to the northeast. Yeah.
Okay.
It won't be Fizz next year though.
Yeah. So you don't have much time to complete.
Yes.
Handover will be in October.
Yeah, they finish October unless you rerun.
Right, okay.
I don't think it's going to rerun.
No, I know.
I don't think it will, but there are people who
okay,
serve twice.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we've got for Chermaine.
One more question for Chermaine. Yeah. So, the manifesto for Gan and Sinie.
But yeah, and then, like, you know, and then like they say that the deadline's been extended. So it's like, you know, I've been given a second chance. If I still don't go for it, then yeah.
But it feels like you can work under pressure, like you have said it in your speech as well, like you are okay working under pressure, you can do things last minute. But I feel like while you may be able to do that, you need to take into consideration that if you are VP, while you might be able to do that, you need to think of other people who might not be able to do the same.
Yeah.
In a way, like, yeah, you can do it last minute, but would your actions actually affect other people?
No, as in like, I wouldn't do everything last minute. But if like, you know, if really worst case scenario that I have to do it, that I think I'll be able to cope with it. As in like, of course everything, ideally like we want to plan it as early as possible, but then certain things might come up, you know, at the very end, like some problems might happen, venue issue, this person can't cater for us and things like that. So under that sort of situation, I could still like, you know, function rather than just like, oh shit, what are we gonna do?
But will you try to avoid situations?
Yeah,
like
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to move on to Sinie now.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. It's okay. We'll take a break before the president's one. Okay. As mentioned earlier, you're in Stockton. So, do you think? And you said writing's not your strong point. Say anyone
needing your president to proofread your work. Do you think you'll pull it off?
Because throughout this year, we still had to proofread all your stuff, and that's not going to happen if you're VP. It cannot happen if you're VP. So do you think you can handle that?
Yeah. Because as a PR, like my details are like received like pretty last minute. Like I receive it and I need to draft it at the spot. So it's pretty hard. And that's why there are probably some little mistakes or amendments that need to be made. Yeah. But I think I can avoid it if I'm...
No, just a heads up anyway, because sometimes as a VP, like, you know, if he tells you to do something very last minute and then, you know, he can't do it now and I'll have to do it. Sometimes you just have to do something on the spot and it's
my rough idea would be that maybe each society can like represent, like have a team represent them to compete in that game if they are like interested to compete in it.
Okay. Just as a
and
to clarify, NXR we only had like 2 Durham teams, so there wasn't that many.
Well, I heard from my friends that they are interested in it, but they it's pretty. Yeah. And we can have career talks with like co-hosting with other universities, like Asia societies. Like we can have Asia career talk that everyone will have more idea about where they can work. Project or program, they can like reply to the email like stating that they want to, and we can ask like who want to be the parents. So yeah.
To be honest, DUMAS have tried this 2 years ago. Only one person sent an email in to be a parent. So.
And like the soccer reps is like that kind of role, so actually it's kind of similar.
Like, how do you intend to develop greater public awareness of Malaysian culture, spirits and values? What do you mean by spirits?
Like the Malaysian spirits, like we we are not more close knit, you know, like other people they will be like in an event they will not that close with each other than us. Like we basically know every members like the Malaysians, but other societies they don't really have that kind of bond. Like that's the spirit that I'm thinking of.
So how will you develop greater public awareness of this?
Like through greater publicity, greater advertising, and I haven't really thought a lot about that. but
Okay.
more like the events that I'm thinking, like the Durham Games, like we can participate in the Asian food.
In like Singaporean. So we have like all the list of people who are coming in before. But for DUMAS, we accept a lot of like people sign up at events. You have a lot of members, not only necessarily Malaysians but others. So I guess it might be a bit of a logistical problem if you want to assign everybody to a parent, because then what happens if you have new members coming in like at the second event? Yeah, and then are you gonna assign them to a family and how?
And some people, they may not want to like join that kind of system.
Exactly. So they just come for the event.
Yeah, so we can like ask them to like who want to like to join in that project or program. They can like reply to the email like stating that they want to, and we can ask like who want to be the parents. So yeah.
Voting system. We talked about it just now. The voting system for DUMAS is via email. People are going to email in. You're in charge of emails, and very late Friday night, you announced, "Oh, I'm running for a post." You didn't tell us beforehand, and this caused a major rush for Ree and myself to try and take over the email, change the passwords and everything. And this was our own realization because you didn't notify us. It's stuff like this that will affect the running of the society. If you don't think about everyone's role, you don't think about the consequences of your actions, it's going to make working very, very difficult. So because of that, I had to come over here, and we spent how many hours yesterday just trying to work everything out? And then in the meantime doing all this as well. But it's stuff like that, you're required to, for example, if emergencies happen, you have to go to your president's house, especially from being in Stockholm, you'll be expected to come to Durham. It's just in the way you handle things. And I hope this goes for everyone. So I'm sorry, that wasn't really a question, but I just knew. The question was, are you actually prepared to step up? Do you think you can step up to the plate?
Yeah, I think so. Like, based on my past experience as a vice president, I think I have certain knowledge, like being in that position.
Yeah. Probably the same.
Same, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What we found reading your vision and mission and manifesto is very similar to the old job scope for VP.